This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the we'll be playing the Cthulhu Dark Ages role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is called the Burrowing Verses. It is available. No, it's not.
It's not available.
Change that. The scenario is called the Burrowing Verses, and Mike McKinn, who he wrote it, and he's also our keeper of arcane lore. This is episode 2. Our recap will be given by Justin Baumgartner as his character, Bert the Minstrel. So, without any further delays, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Justin?
Thank you, Tom. A poem from Bert the Minstrel. The Road to Brockness. Near Lurenburg's walls, where the hoarfrost lay thick, in a winter that lingered, cruel, savage, and slick, at last came the spring with a treacherous melt, soft mud under hoof, and cold light could be felt. And forth rode two merchants with the Thane's trust to trade with the brothers at the monastery at Brockness. 4 days were they gone on the old forest way, till one staggered home at the dusk of the day. Poor Tuamus, bloodied, with white-bitten skin, his skull rent and battered, his mind lost within. He raved without meaning, then slipped into sleep, past healers' best charms, past promises to keep. If waking would find him, no soul yet could say, or if death held his tongue in the darkness where he lay. The Thane, grim of brow, would not dally nor wait. "Find Stanya," he ordered, "and learn Brockness's fate." So a band small but steeled took the road through the trees, where the snow still remembered the winter's decrees. By duty or choosing, by oath or by pay, they rode into shadow and dwindling day. And each will be named as the green miles unwind, for the forest keeps secrets, it yields one at a time. First, Medforth drove forth, fair-faced and straight of spine. He took up the charge at his lord's design, to keep away bandits where the cold paths wind, and see if Brockness's monks yet live and pray in kind. Next came Elowin with ink-stained hand, a scholar self-made from the cold northern land. Her host's books spent, her hunger still grew for monkish old secrets and knowledge askew. Then Leober followed with shoulders still young, yet iron-hard will in his heart and his lung. Once raised by the brothers in stone, prayer, and bread, now he fears for the men who first forged his path ahead. Beside them rode Asmoth with mercenary's grace, steel in her heart and scars on her face. Long has she fought for coin, oath, or land, now bound to the Thane by a firm paid hand. Bert the Minstrel plucked lyre strings bright in the traveling horse cart and by the firelight. With verse, leap, and mask, he bent the air, a talented wonder beyond all compare. He bowed not to cookpots, nor axe, nor coal, for such work and labor lay far from his role. In song he stood higher than servant or knave. For entertainment, you see, was the truest thing he gave. So the five took the road where the snow still clung fast, each bearing a reason, each tied to the past. Wheels groaned low, and the branches creaked, as if the forest leaned close to speak. The trees leaned close, their branches nodded, as if they watched where the wheels had plodded, till stone arose from moss and briar, a bothy crouched like a spent old fire. Elowin found, with her scholar's eye, a hatchet sunk deep where the roots ran dry, buried in stump by a force unkind, as if the wood itself were bound and blind. A snarl was then heard behind the bothy door. A wild badger lunged, all fury, fang, and gore. Asmoth met it with steel and cry. One clean stroke, and the beast did die. They found the badger's nest in the bothy's cold breast, and there in the straw lay a tongue with the rest. A human one, severed, blackened with grime, not taken by beast, but cut clean before time. Then Leober knelt where the brambles tore, and knew the cloth that Stania had worn, a merchant's scarf by the mud laid low, its silence louder than grief could show. And Medforth, with a guard's trained sight, found binding cloth pulled cruelly tight, rags meant for hands, for breath, for plea, now dropped like proof none wished to see. All felt it then, that prickling sense of eyes unseen, of presence dense. The forest listened, close and still, as night crept down by its own dark will. Sleep came ill in the stone-bound den, and dreams turned cruel to everyone within. Roots that strangled, paths that bled, whispers sown inside each head. Bert ran in his nightmare chase through snapping limbs and breathless pace. A wolf behind with silver stare, its howl stitched through the dreamer's prayer. When morning came, the abbey stood near. Its stones were mute, no bell rang clear. No monk to greet them, no prayer, no sound. Only stillness and silence abound. Asmoth alone saw a face pale drawn, in abbey glass at the edge of dawn. A woman's gaze, then gone from sight, like breath on stone or fog in light. In the stables, Leober and Asmoth stood fast, where truth lay plain and hope lay past. Two dead horses tied to a cart, tongue stiff, flies thick, decay doing its part. So ends this leg of the forest test, with no clear foe and no safe rest. For what hunts men where prayers once rung, has teeth and rope and stolen tongue.
I was like, I had tears welling up. Honestly, that was beautiful, man. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Holy.
Hurt knows. Hurt knows. It's fantastic.
Knows what's what. And yeah, I think those words are probably coming to him as he's been on this journey, slowly putting it together. And at the moment, you're standing behind Medforth in front of the door to the priory. Elwyn to the other side. Leober and Asmuth have moved off to check the stable, and the three of you stand in front of the priory. Medforth, had you opened the door already?
Yes, I'll open the door, and if I am not greeted immediately by somebody, I will loudly speak. Holy Fathers, if you are in prayer, I apologize for interrupting, but we have arrived to check on you.
Silence.
Make yourselves known. Nothing. Yeah.
And nothing. It's dark inside. Seems to be.
Do we
It
smell
looks
anything?
damp, humid. Say there seems likely to guess that there's probably a cloister inside the priory as well, but it's it seems to be of mainly stone construction. The door you're holding open is a solid wood kind of door built into it, reinforced with metal strips. And I'm looking, just kind of peering through it. Yeah, you see the dark hall beyond. The hall doesn't stretch before you, rather it runs side to side in front of you. So probably about 10 feet in, you see a wall going to either way, a few doors along it.
Leobor, you know this place better than I do.
Laober is not with you at the moment.
Oh,
Laober
where is he?
and Azimuth have disappeared over to the stable to
Uh,
check on the horses.
where is Leobor?
It's
Well,
Medford, Bert, and Elowin that are here
Yeah.
in the Abbey.
Let's make our way inside. Is there any fire? Is there any heat? Or is it cold?
It's cold. It's cold and dark.
So the fire's been out for some time then.
Yeah.
The monks obviously don't. I was
we
just saying
might
the
have
monks probably don't. I'm sorry we keep interrupting each other.
Sorry,
the monks
sorry.
probably don't heat it too much, so they
Yeah,
endure.
we probably saw before we came in that the left side of the building is a church, and kind of there's a square built off that
Mhm.
on the right hand side, on the south side, and we might begin by going into the church before we to sort of
Yeah.
pray and also to check that out.
From what you would guess, the nave would probably be somewhere to your left, I guess more or less in the western direction. From where you stand now. You're stepping into the entrance hall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the three of you step in, the only light that illuminates you is coming from the outside door that you've walked through. I'm assuming right now you're leaving the door open behind you.
Yes. No windows.
In the front there none in here. You would expect more so there to be windows in the nave area, possibly stained glass or otherwise.
Right. Well, I'll do what's customary. I'll cross myself, and are there little things with holy water? I don't know if that was an ancient practice, but it's modern practice.
Yeah, you know what? The hall is fairly bare. There are a few small kind of shrines and little desk places. There's no real notes or anything you can discern in the darkness, really. It does look to be a door not quite directly across from you, but a little bit off to the side, as well as to either far end of the hallway to your left or right. You can see doors leading out. Towards your left, there's also another door opposite your current position.
Okay. I'll move just straight forward into the body of the church, the nave.
Yeah. Okay, so given what Elowin said, she kind of steers you left and points you that way. And walking through the entrance hall from there, you pass these two doors now on your right, and ahead of you, stepping through the next door, you can see it's kind of partially ajar, and this one also has a door in it that connects to the exterior of the building. So they're in a parallel line with each other. I will share the map soon. I'm going to let you guys get a little deeper into it before I share a map while it's still unfamiliar to you. But you have stepped into a room that is essentially the narthex, is kind of the greeting room before you go into the nave of the church. And so again, on one side, on the left side, you have the door leading outside. You actually passed this door when you first came into the monastery grounds. To your right, you have that door into the nave.
Are there any like remnants of candles or oil lamps or anything like that?
Roll luck.
Oh, 79. No.
Yeah, there don't seem to be anything in this room. Maybe they've been picked up and taken.
Well, I'll go to are the doors going into from the narthex to the nave, are they like double doors?
Yes,
big doors?
It's a set of double doors, and
I'll turn the handles and throw them open. I'm a soldier, so I'm ready for something to happen.
Yeah,
but I'm also bold and brave. So
pushing
if we're
forward.
going to find something, we might as well find it.
Sounds good. How about Bert and Elowin? Have you been following directly behind Medfirth?
Well, Bert is not bold. He is neither. He is neither bold nor brave, but he is following Medfirth. He does have a job to do. He was assigned by the Thane. He's mostly following Medfirth, but he's also looking around. He's just seeing if he sees anything in this abbey that seems out of place or anything catch his eye.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be abandoned necessarily, but it is cold and dark. There's very little beyond the echoes of your own voices and footsteps that you can hear. It's possible occasionally you hear water dripping from places, and just because of the time of year and the melt that's happening outside, it's not too surprising. By the time you get into the narthex and start heading into the nave, it is surprising how much the acoustics in here have dimmed any sound of the outside coming through back from the entrance hall. And you are beginning to feel the kind of air get stuffier and deeper as you get deeper into here. Again, the dark kind of presses in from all around.
How are we seeing ahead?
Yeah, great question. Is that for the moment you've been working with just dim light, trying to forge your way ahead through dark rooms. It's been hard to see exactly what you're seeing around you. Almost, if you want, you could crack open the door of the narthex back to outside as well to provide a little more light.
Yeah, we should want to maximize light as much as we can, considering that none of us have candles yet.
Has the main door that we came in by, is it sort of stayed open, or
Yes,
is
it
it
has,
kind of good? Okay,
Yeah.
it
So
hasn't
it's
slammed shut on us.
It's not
pitch dark or
pitch
anything.
black.
Yeah,
It's dark and shadowy.
Okay. It would be good to open the outside door in the narthex.
Yeah.
Then, and to Medforth's point, if we are going into the church and there's a bit of candle there that we could use, then that would be
yeah.
I think it's quite more likely. Yeah, you'll find it in there in the nave. And Medforth pulls open the two double doors, and the three of you brace yourselves as the door opens. We'll cut back out to the stables here, where Azimuth and Leobar are standing in the stable over the merchant's cart and the horses.
Any immediate signs of violence or predation?
It seems as though the horses have definitely been killed. It looks as though they've been at least partially butchered. Gonna have you roll a spot hidden, maybe. Are you examining the horses closer?
Yeah. I'm gonna get close, kind of, crouch down over them and kind of look them over. Okay, spot hidden. 5. 47 out of 55. It's a
Nice, yeah.
success.
Yeah, and your gaze is first drawn to the places where there are clear cuts and incisions made. It looks as unfortunately as though their throats were slit, and then parts of them have been butchered, and you would guess by the pieces removed, likely meat taken from them. The thing that the spot hidden gets you is the additional knowledge that, if you're not mistaken, it almost appears as though there's teeth marks on the horses in places as well.
Blacksmith. That's how you would cut these carcasses if you were looking to eat them.
Yes, that'd be the typical way to butcher them.
That's odd. And but if you're going to eat a horse, now perhaps the Thanes people do things a little differently around here, but typically you don't just eat it on the hoof. And I'll point out the bite marks.
No, I've never been hungry enough to go at a horse like that.
Hmm.
Leober, from your time growing up here, you remember the yard around the farm or around the barn, and the barn itself being full of animals, pigs and sheep and other livestock, and it's completely silent. The stable's kind of adjacent or opening into the barn, where you'd expect over winter most likely the animals would be housed. You hadn't seen any in the yard when you came in.
It's strange, Asmuth. It's usually it would be so much lively. There would be chickens. I know the brothers used to make goat's cheese. Yet I hear nothing but the wind.
When did you last visit the brothers here?
Oh, it's it's probably been about, I don't know, 9 or 10 months.
They have any peculiar statements of faith? I don't, like a vow of poverty or something of the sort.
There's one vow you can remember. You can remember some of the monks had taken a vow of silence, but that was only probably a third of them, roughly.
So not all of them.
I can't imagine that a vow like that would have anything to do with this. Well, let's look and see if there's anything else around, clues as to where the animals may have gone, and perhaps that's where the people have gone as well. And yeah, I'm gonna get up and look to see, look for signs that the chickens have been packed up and taken away, or butchered on the spot, or eaten and had their feet spit out. I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, the stable opens kind of directly into the larger barn, and as the two, I take it, Leober, you're probably following with him. The two of you walking into there, you do see more animal remains, but Leober, to you, it's still far less than the number of animals there should be here. Is that they're in most cases very similar to the horses, where they've been essentially very quickly butchered and killed off, but it's a quarter or less of the sheer number of animals. And looking out from the barn into the yard, the kind of fenced area, you can see that there's nothing and no animals in sight out there. You can see that there are signs in the snow of different depressions and stuff, like things have moved through. You can see to your right there is a hayloft up above in the top of the barn. And looking out across the yard, at the far end of the yard, you can see the chicken coop.
I'll go off to check the chicken coop.
I'll check the loft. Who knows if something terrible did happen? Perhaps someone hid themselves away up there,
Yeah.
bled
Okay.
out or whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna make my way up
Yeah.
to give that a look.
Climbing up to the top of it, and you look in the loft of the barn. It's mostly covered. There's a few kind of larger kind of bound and twined bales of hay, but there is one thing that catches your eye, and that is a small crate, a wooden crate kind of pressed to the back wall.
Yeah, I'll clamber up there, looking around, see if somebody's, tucked either themselves or something of note into the bales, and make my way towards the crate as well.
Hmm. Looking at the bales, you see nothing suspicious. It's if you were to guess anything, and maybe in as much of having been a warrior and being around animals, you might be willing to guess at this point in the winter their stock of hay and stuff up here seems like it's probably more than they would need, or like perhaps the animals have been gone for a while or haven't been fed for a while. But the crate itself does catch your eye, and the first thing you see in it is a cloth, and it's almost more like rather than the scarf Leober found earlier, this is more like a fur coat, essentially.
Like a fancy fur coat that a merchant would have, or this is like a plain fur coat that, like, winter clothing for anybody.
It's on the opposite side of that, even probably more luxurious than a merchant would have.
Oh, okay. That's getting somewhere. I'll try to carefully wrap that up and
Yeah.
carry it down with me.
As you pick it up and pull it from this crate, you hear the sound of metal jingle, and something slides out of the side of it and kind of lands and does a quick swivel in the bottom of the crate before stopping. And you can see it appears to be some kind of pendant or amulet that has a chain around it.
Is it like a religious iconography, like a cross or a crucifix or something along those lines? I'll pick it up and give it a look.
Yeah. It's hard to tell in the dark up here in the loft, but as you wrap it in your hand and pick it up, you can feel that it has indents on it, and it kind of almost pushes into your hand as you grab it. It does not match any religious iconography that you've seen before, and I think I might have you roll a power check at this point.
Okay. Let's see. 47 out of 60 is enough to make the power check, and fails my 5 occult, so it doesn't look familiar to me at all.
Doesn't register there.
So I don't know whether this could be some kind of weird Christian thing or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it stands out as strange. We'll flip from there down to the yard. Leober, you are nearing the chicken coop, your footsteps leaving a trail behind you in the melting snow. As you approach the chicken coop, the sun is just starting to dip a little bit in the sky. It's just starting to get a little bit darker, and you catch a little bit of the shadow of the chicken coop ahead of you, and past it you see a further shadow sticking out behind it, that looks like a man's shadow standing behind the chicken coop.
I will draw out my hammer, and I'll raise my voice loudly so that I hope that some of the others can hear. And I'll say, stand forth.
No reply.
And I'll, I guess, shout down from the loft. Is everything okay out there, blacksmith?
I see a man lurking.
In here with me?
No, out behind the coop.
I'll be there shortly. And yeah, with this I'll bundle it up under one arm and make my way down.
Yeah, you start heading down. Leober, are you moving around the coop at all to see?
Um, yes, I'll move around the side, but I won't move closer to them if possible.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. And you slowly start to make a long circle around the edge of it. Make a listen check for me.
It's 81 out of 35.
Okay. You kind of continue to carefully make your way around, and the person comes into view. It is one of the brothers, and it's one that you recognize, Brother Garuther. It still takes you back for a second in shock as you coming kind of face to face with him or being able to see him. You see he appears to be chewing on some kind of meat or something as blood runs down the sides of his mouth and across his robe. But more disturbingly is the entire lack of his lips that appear to have been either chewed or ripped off, and you can see his gums and teeth shine quite clearly as he seems to munch on something before finally noticing you and looking up to regard you.
I, brother, what has happened here?
I'm going to have you roll a quick sanity as you ask that, shocked at his state.
30 out of 65.
Nice. Yeah. It is a horrible sight, and you for a second, all kinds of thoughts perhaps rush through your head. Could a disease or any other kind of thing, but you see in his eyes at this moment, as he sees you, there is a recognition. It's almost like it's a little bit belated or a little bit challenged, and he begins to speak. And finally, it almost takes you a second to understand his words as he's trying to form these words without lips. And you are you here, say, for temple goods?
We've come because of the missing merchant. What happened here? What happened to you, brother?
The saint arrived, prisoners, squamous ruin. And this time, as he speaks, you see something light up behind his eyes, and it is like a panic. Brother's sleeping, waking the star. Read the worlds. And he's now walking towards you. As he's saying that, you can see his body shaking. His bloodshot eyes stare at you feverishly as he reaches out.
So is he reaching for me, like to assist, to embrace him, or does he seem to want to attack me?
It seems threatening.
I will step back and call out for Medforth and the others.
Okay. Roll a dodge for me.
Ooh. No, 87. That's a fail.
That is a fail, and he got a regular, I'm afraid. So he grabs you, and the two of you kind of spill over into the snow and mud. And Asmuth, as you've come down from the loft, you've begun to step out of the barn, and you can see that as where Leobor went behind the chicken, he's now fallen up behind it, and you can see that there appears to be one of the monks on top of him.
Yeah, I just set my finds on like a hay bale or whatever is nearby and grab up the axe. And I say, "You there, get away from him."
Okay, and I
And
think
approach.
we'll cut from there back to the group inside. Give me one quick second. I just have to send one little message.
Are you sending it to private message?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the nave, you've pushed open the door, and you can see in front of you you're at the far end of a long room that is roughly in the shape of a cross. It descends in before you can see there are several pews and places to sit and pray. The transepts to the side are too far enough and are kind of cloaked in darkness from here. But to your right, looking up, you can see that the top of the building kind of curves that way to the point where you can see on your right, kind of where towards where the main building of the monastery is. There is a second floor with windows that are looking down into here. On the other side, you see stained glass windows looking outside, and it's through them that a filmy, dusty kind of light goes through and illuminates this area, combined with having opened the doors outside, that there is a little bit more illumination in here, but honestly, somehow it still seems darker than it should. And yeah, you guys are at the kind of far end front entrance to the nave.
Brothers, are you here somewhere? My voice echoes through.
Yeah, it echoes and returns.
Let's see if we can find some candles or something.
Yeah, let's take a look around the room, just see if we see anything, candles or anything else out of the ordinary.
Yeah, at the very far end, kind of the very top of the cross, you can see there's a few, it's just raised ever so slightly. It's a fairly, with the roof kind of going up like that to the rest of the building, it's fairly high ceiling. So it raises about 2 or 3 steps up before the main altar. You can see from here, it looks like candles on it. As the three of you cautiously move deeper into the nave, you see into those transepts to either side. To the left, which would be the outer edge of the entire building, you can see there are several shrines set along inside the wall. On the other side, you can see there in the other transept, you see a door that would be leading kind of to the back end of the monastery, in addition to a small set of double rooms that you'd guess to be a confessional. One side of the confessional, it has a door from here that you'd be able to step into, but the other side of the confessional, the door isn't on this side. It's accessible through the back room, through the prayer room, kind of behind this, through the bigger door.
Probably figure there's no reason. If there's no priest, then there's no reason to look in the confessional. At least I don't think that. And if there are candles, as you say, like up near the altar, I would also have a pretty strong aversion to going into the altar, because you're not supposed to go into the altar unless you're cleaning or you're a priest, So, but I'm
there
surprised.
may be some candles in the shrines.
Yeah.
Well, I would think too that the 2 transepts act as the choirs. That's where the choirs would be, and they would need light to see the music. So there should be a stock of candles in there somewhere, beeswax candles. So I'm going to start moving around. I'll move towards the right hand,
The
at
one
least
with
from my
confessional.
perspective. Yeah, I'll move towards the right hand transept and see if there's a place where the choir master would stand. And
Yeah, sounds good. How about Elwyn and Bertrand then?
Well, I'm sticking close to Medforth here. I'm
Same with
behind.
Bert. I'm willing to look around, but I'm not going to go where I'm out of the eyesight of my companions. I'm not going off like alone anywhere. So I'm just going to stay in this area,
Sounds good.
just looking around.
I'll be looking around and listening and so forth, but taking care where I'm putting my feet.
Okay.
In the dark.
Sorry again, Elwyn, were you headed more to the left side or just following with Medforth?
I'm just following Midforth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so the two of you, Bert, you're doing more of a kind of general scan, looking every direction.
I've got another question for you. When you've got a bunch of monks living in a monastery, there's a lot of times they don't have much to do. So I would expect that every square inch of this place would be spotlessly clean. Are there layers of dust on things like that they haven't done anything for?
You know what? There might be patches of dust, but yet there are places where you see signs of use and movement. And yeah, you know what? I think from here, I can't give you much more information than that. There is something in the room that you might be able to find that might offer something, but from the moment, yeah, you see, there are perhaps, and I think particularly in the choir area and that seating and that part of it, I think there you find more dust. But perhaps in the main walkway through the nave and leading up to the main altar, there is maybe more signs of more recent traffic, perhaps.
So I'm guessing then, I guess the assumption I'm looking for is that they haven't been following their regular everyday routine for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yes, maybe I think that's safe to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bert, again, Bert's going to stay within view. He's not going to go to the altar, but he is going to take a look in the confessional.
Okay.
I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised, Bert. The acoustics in here are just fantastic.
I thought about breaking my lyre out, but then I thought the better of it.
Yeah. Medforth, you step behind a bench and in one of them, and you see a small kind of desk against the wall, essentially, or end table, and you can see there. Not only are there candles on top of it, but as you kind of open it, you see there's a small flint and steel inside, and anything you see some small amounts of incense packets as well and stuff like that. As you're doing that, Bertrand, you step into the confessional looking around, and as you look in it, you can see the shadow of a person on the other side of the screen from you.
Okay. I'm like, somebody's here. Brother. We have come. The Thane has sent us.
Do you wish for forbiddance?
Maybe later, not at this moment. If you could just please tell us where the other brothers are.
The saint took away our sins, and the building began.
Oh, and when was this?
You hear as the person is talking, they are becoming more agitated on the other side of the screen. Said, the week following the Lord's nightmare.
If we hear him talking, we'll immediately. We've grabbed some candles, a handful, and you say you found somebody, and I'm coming towards
yes, right here. Yeah. There's a brother in the confessionals sitting here. If you'd like to give your confession, you're welcome to do so, Medforth.
Nope, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay at the table and light some bloody candles. Okay, using the flint which is there. I'm not going to go off to the confessional.
And I will, with spear in hand, I will open up the other door, the one where the priest would be.
Yeah, so that one technically, so in this case, you actually have to step into a wholly separate room behind it, behind the transept, to come back in from behind through it.
Okay.
So pushing through there, and you can see it's just adjacent to the wall. You come into a small room that you can see has several hymnals around, and there are shelving on the wall with scrolls and different things lined up. Bert, for in your case, you can hear the thrashing on the other side of this, and the words are becoming increasingly disjointed and erratic. The types of things this father is saying is mild heresy at the very least, if it even made sense.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Does this remind me in any way of when the merchant Tiomas, when he came to the Thane's place, and he was rambling? Was he kind of rambling in a similar way to the way this monk is rambling, or is it different?
As a member of the court, I think it's possible that you heard some rumors and heard some like hearsay back in the village about it. And yeah, that does ring a bell. Is that the man made no sense at all. They had been attributed to him being on the kind of so weak and wounded that he was on the edge of consciousness anyways. But yeah, he certainly didn't make much sense either, and seemed to be saying some outlandish things when he'd been found.
Okay, so he's going to say, Father, are you okay? Are you all right?
Okay. I'll stop here just to push you towards checking your private messages for a second.
Okay.
But then I will respond to you. Yeah. And bang, 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 bang against the side of it now.
Okay, I'm starting to freak out. I'm going to step out of the confessional at this point.
Okay. Medforth, you're in the room behind it. You're standing in this small prayer room. You can see on one side of you, there is an open door that leads further into the building, into the scriptorum. But onto your right, there's a small door that you can see would lead directly into the other side of the confessional.
I will boldly go up and open it up and say, Father, come out here into the light.
It's locked. You try to pull it, and something on the inside, or it's been blocked, or
okay. I hear Bert and everybody else.
Yeah, and you hear him panicking. You can hear this door is fairly small. You could probably break it down, but you can hear him. Could. You can hear him opposite you banging against the screen that Bert's on the other side of it. The sounds of conversation from within are no longer in words or anything you can understand.
I'll rattle the door and try to get it to open. I'll say, "Are you locked in there, Father?"
And you hear a yell as it's now Bertrand, as you're stepping out of the confessional, you get the sense that the shadow on the other side of the screen has turned and is now like focusing its rage against the door that Medforth is speaking through. And Medforth, you now hear a pummel of fists against the door, and the voice kind of comes through. You don't hear, you maybe hear just as clearly from outside as you do through this door, but you can hear the father within yelling, hiding for so long, effigy burning.
I'm going to yell back out at the others. I think they've all gone mad.
Everything falling apart, cataclysm.
Like they're possessed by the devil. I don't think I'm going to let him out. I then return back to where they are.
Yeah.
There's something very strange. I think they've all gone crazy.
Medforth, I don't know if you saw when the merchant Tuamas came, he was rambling this very similar way to the way the father in the confessional was rambling. They were saying some of the same type of things. Same nonsense.
Some sort of madness, and the tongue's being cut out.
To enforce a kind of silence, a vow of silence or something. I don't know. Have we got any more light here yet? Can we see where we are?
Yeah. I think Elwyn, you've probably lit some of the candles up maybe in this point of time.
Great. I'll
can
pass
hold-
them round. So we have.
Yeah.
If you want, we can have one each,
Yeah.
and we can see what's going on. Is there
Oh, we
anything more which is
Are you
immediately
going into
visible?
the? You know what? Just sort of. At first, looking around, Elwyn, you see the gloom of the nave around you, and you can see the shrines. It just barely pick up on the light from the candles and glint back to you in gold and silver. But as you glance around looking for any sign of things, you have a glimpse upwards to that row of windows into the main building on the second floor, and see a woman's face watching you before she quickly moves away from the window.
Hey,
What?
you up there?
We
Come
saw
down.
a woman earlier. It's Stania.
Stanya?
Didn't look like her, but doesn't much make sense.
I want to get back out into the fresh air.
If you're going, I'm going with you.
Something's very wrong here.
You hear the pounding on the door continue, Medfirth.
Yeah.
Just a quick glance at the shrine while I'm in that corner. Is there anything odd about the iconography in there?
No, at first glance, no, and yet the more you attune yourself to this room and this space, it does with there's no crosses hanging upside down or any signs of deliberate vandalism or anything like that, and yet you feel like this place is tainted somehow, like there's some influence here.
It seems very bad. Let's
Yeah,
go out and see what
Jesus
the others
to
have
deliver
found.
us.
Yeah. Let's head outside in the yard and see how Leober is doing as Brother Garuther is on top of him. He doesn't seem to be, you can't quite tell if he's deliberately trying to hurt you or just freaked out because he's struggling to speak to you. Azimuth, you've closed the distance between them. You've commanded him to stop. He doesn't seem to be listening. And he continues to babble. Everything ending. Merchants came, tried to tried to contain, fled, and every time he hits a wrong word, you can see it's like he's unraveling a little bit more, like panic steps in, his actions become more violent, more jerky. Leober, if you'd like to try to force him off you, I would have you make a contested strength roll against him. And Azimuth, you're welcome to engage in any way as well.
Yeah, basically. Christ forgive me and Michael protect. And I'm gonna I'm not trying to like chop him with the axe, but I am gonna like hit him hard with the haft.
Ooh, okay.
I got a +6 on my strength check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it says so. Essentially, the way that looks is that you get the better hand of him, Leober, and kind of push you. See what Azimuth is winding up to do, and are able to push him up off you just as Azimuth's swing comes along. Azimuth, I'll have you roll.
Okay, see, that's a 13 out of 70, so that's a critical, and I guess I'm just using it as like a. I mean, I'm just hitting him with a half. So
yeah. Were you aiming for head or ribs or?
I mean, it kind of depends on the nature of like what's available. But yeah, when he gets pushed back, I imagine just like in the ribs to knock him away and kind of put some distance between the blacksmith and the priest. And that's. So you're just using a d6 for the damage on that, plus my strength bonus, 10.
I think that's 10. Okay. And he sails off of Leober into the back fence and crumples to the ground.
Okay. And I'm gonna try to get like a boot on his chest if I can. Try to hold him in place.
He's well unconscious.
Okay. Blacksmith, are you well?
Yes, I am unscathed. He acted in madness, though.
I'll come over,
what?
extend my hand, pick Leober up.
I'll take it.
Asmith says to Leober, those bindings, maybe they weren't for the merchants. Maybe the merchants captured one of the friars. We're trying to bring them back.
Maybe he got loose.
Hey.
We should bind.
Yeah, I'll try to tie him up. Keep an eye on him while I gather some rope from the stable here.
Leober, you're standing over Garuther's unconscious body. I love your hammer, by the way. I should have mentioned that earlier. Asmith has gone, and Asmith, as you're returning back to the barn, you see Medforth, Elwyn, and Bert all get out of the monastery at the same time. Medforth leading the way, and Bert and Elwyn directly behind them. And the three of you see Asmith over by the barn, and Leober much further over by the fence, and possibly hovering over a crumpled figure.
Another monk.
I wonder, something truly tentacle is going on, and I can't explain it. It's some sort of madness. It's as if all of the monks are repulsive.
What did you say? Something truly What do you mean? You said tentacle.
No.
What did you say? I misheard. How odd.
I said something truly strange is going on.
So you all found another monk inside.
Yes, he was locked in the confessional, and became quite apparent when he was trying to break his way out. I think he still might manage to break his way out. We found some candles, so we have a little light.
Did your priest happen to have lips?
We couldn't see
him.
Oh. Ours seems to have bitten his own lips off.
Oh, Jesus. Do we see I'm sorry, I lost. What did you do to the guy? Is he tied up? Right. That's
what the rope's for.
That's what the rope's for, yes. Yeah.
But come. And I'll get back to Leober, start trying to tie this this priest up, get him sat up.
Should we do a sanity roll for seeing him with his lips removed?
If you think that it would especially bother you, you've been a little bit warned about it. So yeah, it's fairly graphic.
It's pretty horrific.
Yeah.
I did fine. I passed my roll.
Yeah.
I made a roll as well, but I also passed.
Usually you only see something like that in a corpse after the wolves or the ravens have gotten to it. Very strange.
I've heard there are some diseases that attack the skin, so that might be what we're looking at.
This is mutilation. They're mutilating themselves. I think they've all lost their minds.
It's
the one in the confession
monstrous. It's like their minds have gone fetid, and They mutilate themselves like a sphinx.
Yeah. It's very disturbing. I don't know what to do. What do we do next? Do we I suppose our job is here to clear this area, and we're going to have to report back to the Thane.
Oh, along those lines, just a moment, and I'm gonna go and go back into the stables, and then come out and kind of present a cloak of rather noble bearing. Does this
So,
happen to look familiar? Is this perhaps belonging to your Thane or someone of the sort?
well, it certainly is for a wealthy person. Um, there's few people I know, except the more Ophidian people in the town, that would have something expensive like that.
Hmm. Elwyn, do you recognize this medallion? Is this a symbol of their order? And I gesture in towards the
Okay, I will
monastery.
look at the medallion and also at the cloak to see if there's any sort of decoration on that that indicates where it might have come from. If it's sort of, I don't know, Scottish or Viking or
Yeah.
something.
Your
And
your first thought is neither, but I might have you roll a cult to see if there's something you can pick up from it.
let me just
Yeah, cool.
respond to something.
Yeah.
Okay, occult. I've got a bunch of occult, haven't I? Yeah, that should be good.
Okay.
What's that? 44. Yes, and I've got 45 occult, so it's just a pass.
Well done. Yes, there is something about this medallion that bothers you that seems unnatural here, and connecting it somehow. You're not sure what the overall picture is, but there are aspects of it that you make out to certainly be religious, but you don't recognize in what it pertains to necessarily.
It's not part of some guild, is it?
This is
What's
the
it made
work of
of?
the devil.
I'm beginning to
Holy
agree.
saints, preserve us, sweet Jesus. And as we go into the valley of the shadow of death, what are we doing here? This is not this is not a clean place, don't you feel? Even in the church, it did not feel clean.
No, it feels to me like there's some sort of draconian madness that's caused the brothers to desecrate their own maze. It's
I'm looking around. Is anyone else sort of slightly surprised by what Medforth is saying, by the words he's using? Am I the only one?
well, I
I'm
haven't
trying to
been
catch
told that I'm a
Asmoth's eye.
very eloquent speaker, but I do the best I can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything anymore. I mean, I'm just sort of noting that
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
there's some vocabulary change, and I'm trying to catch Asmoth's eye or
oh.
Bert's eye
Yeah.
um, to see if they're noticing.
One thing about the
Is
way Azimuth speaks, the English, she speaks it well enough, but it is obviously like not her first language.
oh,
Well, it's Cymric that we're playing, that we're speaking at the
right,
Oh
moment,
yeah,
isn't it?
sure,
So it's
Yeah.
even more
sure.
distant from. Um,
Bert
right.
says, in what way do you mean, Elowin?"
I'm not saying. Well,
Yeah.
I had said.
Yeah.
What
So,
word is
so
that?
yeah. So I think your takeaway here is that Bertrand hasn't noticed anything necessarily. Is
Well, perhaps you're hearing something.
Perhaps that's it. Yeah. Uh, uh, uh. Let's look. This is not a good place. I close my eyes in prayer and ask just for a moment to ask for guidance as to what should happen here. I think that we have I do not want to stay here. There was a woman maybe upstairs, but it didn't. Was it looking like the merchant? I don't know. I don't know her. I thought I saw a woman in the gallery upstairs.
I'm
Well,
not even
that's who we're
sure
here
how a
for.
woman.
Look, I don't want to be here. I probably want to be here less than anybody. But I feel like we cannot go back to the Thane if we have not fully explored this place. I think we need to go back in to the to the Abbey, and I think we need to go upstairs. We need to do a full look around before we can go back and report to the Thane. I mean, if we go back now and report to the Thane and we tell him that we didn't go upstairs
Yeah,
in the
I
Abbey, then there's be
I
a lot of explaining
strongly
to do.
I strongly agree, but we should stick together. Let Asmoth and I stand in the front with our desecrated weapons drawn and march
Desecrated.
completely through.
All five of us together, we do a sweep.
Yes.
We do a sweep of the Abbey, and then if there's nothing else to see, we go home. But we need to at least
And if
explore.
if if we find something, we'll deal with it. If we don't find anything, then obelisk.
An obelisk.
I think Elowin is right, and we should just be be porous.
Would you like to stay outside by yourselves in the shadows or be with us?
I'd like to stay with the horses. I think they
The
need
dead
looking
ones?
after. Hopefully, the ones we have a
Well, ours
life.
are our horses are noisome, so I mean you're not going to be protected if you're there by yourself. Uh,
Yeah,
we at
The
least
horses won't be
have
protected.
weapons.
as the five of you debate and look back towards the building, you can see from where you stand kind of roughly in the animal yard. You're kind of looking at a different angle of the main monastery, and you can see there is a side door in your view from here, leading into the far back corner of the monastery, likely to a part of the building that you weren't in. Likewise, back around the front is the doors you went through. I think what I will do right now is, now that you guys have done a little bit of exploring in, I'm going to share the main floor, the ground floor map, just so you can better picture what's going on.
I don't feel good here. This is not a good place. I want to leave. And
I
we
don't
can
know.
tell the Thane whatever.
I don't know about you, Elowin. I feel the same way, but on the other hand, we are here in the service of the Thane. I work with the Thane very closely, and I can tell you that he will not be happy if we head back to Lurenburg and we tell him that we did not fully explore this place. We need to go back in to the Abbey and just check every room, and then we can go. But we can't skirt our duties on this mission, Elowin.
Um,
I might interject here. The one thing that you guys haven't seen the entire time you've been here is any actual evidence of banditry.
that's true. We've seen evidence of what seems to be madness on the part of the monks. Um, and we probably grew up with stories of monks going bananas in their
Long winter.
monasteries, in their isolation. So we're kind of dealing with it, I think. But yeah,
Medfirth, I'm going to have you and Leober both give me a sanity check. as
Okay.
as the two of you have been slowly starting to realize that something isn't right here.
76 is a fail.
Okay, I'll cost you a D4 for that one. How about you, Leober?
Did I take a damage from the gnawed upon or the lips being missing from the good brother?
No, you did not. Yeah, no, you made it.
All right, then I made it by one.
Okay.
I only lost 1 point.
Okay.
So I am perfectly banished and cosmic.
Look,
But
I mean, let's
I'm con-
all stay together. There's 5 of us. There's strength in numbers. Let's just do a quick sweep of the Abbey, and then let's go. And then we'll have something to report to the Thane. If we ride back to the Thane and we tell him that we didn't fully explore the Abbey, that we just went on the ground floor and left, the Thane will not be happy. I'm telling you. We need to. We need to check this out. I am the Thane asked me to personally report to him what
and
all
yet
you were doing on this
and yet we're
mission.
the soldiers who need to move forward in a and do the work, and you stay in the back. But
I have my
I
sling. I have my sling and my stone.
yeah, slings
I
don't
can-
work very well when you're in a hallway. You know,
I'm
The
glad
minstrel is cold. I agree with him. Let's check the guest house there, and then we can make our way into the anathema.
and we stay
Where
together. We stay together the whole time. So if anybody's
I
worried,
think-
the strength in numbers.
I understand Elowen, who feel very recluse, and that's okay because it
Where are the horses?
we all feel very hopeless, but
Why
I'd
do you feel
rather you
hopeless?
were with us and not separated from us. Something could befall you. Something
The
downright
horses-
Chthonian.
The horses, they're diseased and butchered over there. I think the monks were eating them.
He means our horses.
What?
Oh, our horse
Cart.
outside the walls. Well, Asmith's gonna just go ahead and stuff the robe and the pendant into her pack. And then we should get moving quickly. There's
All right. Yeah.
let's check the guest house and see if we can fetid something in there. And
And
Asmith gets her axe and starts heading towards the guest house.
and I'll go with her. Elowen, if you have to stay with the horses, then stay there.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to stay with the horses, and I'll there's some bit of nice grass over there. I'll go that's coming out of the snow. I'll take them over there. Maybe a bit of hay from the.
Yeah.
I'll look after them. Don't worry. But I'm going to move myself away from the monastery grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
if
You're stepping right outside the walls even.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
if you hear anything vaporous, yell. And if we can hear you, because we'll be inside, then we'll Dark Draconian emptied.
I am trying to catch
mean-
the eye of the horse as the only sane.
Turn the cart around and have the cart ready to go.
I'm going to do a 3-point turn for the cart.
You have
Yeah,
it ready to go.
Yeah,
But we're
ready to
gonna explore
move.
The guest house is small. This is the easy part.
Good.
My
I'm
friend,
going to
this is the
stay
easy
there,
part.
and I'm also preparing my plan B, which is to unhitch the horse and to trot off as fast as I can.
Okay. Fair enough.
You better not leave us.
I want to check in on Bert and Leober specifically. What are the two of you two doing? Asmith and Medforth are walking towards the house. Alwyn is moving your conveyance a little bit outside of the monastery itself.
At this point, Bert seems like he's actually less shaken than a lot of his colleagues, which really is odd to him. So at this point, he's not too freaked out yet. So he's going to follow Medforth and Asmuth, and he's going to have his sling and his stone ready to go if need be, and he's going to encourage them. He's like, the sooner we do this, the sooner we get out of here. Let's go. Let's check out this guest house.
Yeah, sounds good. How about Leober?
Following along, nodding to Bert. Yes, yes, we must rapturous to the thing.
Bert,
Now,
give me a power check, Bert.
Again, I keep making these.
You're doing great.
Do you want me to tell you in secret?
The problem is when I stop asking is the problem. Yeah.
You want me to tell you in secret or out
Sure.
loud?
Yeah, please do.
In secret?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Okay, hold on.
yeah,
Okay.
I just feel like perhaps I was a little unclear with Elowen, and
Yeah.
I could have phrased that better.
Yeah. And then as you think that to yourself, you start thinking a little bit, wait, what did I say exactly? And going over it and realizing that, yeah, not everything you're saying, maybe that didn't make sense.
I didn't understand Leobar's rapturous. That's a highfalutin word for a blacksmith to use.
Yeah.
And along those lines, Asmith definitely knows that she doesn't know what the word anathema means.
Okay, Asmith, I'm going to have you roll a sanity for sure now.
Oh, I failed that.
Okay. I don't understand why what's wrong with you guys?
So give me a D4.
Well, you're the wordsmith, Bert.
-1.
You should be able to
-1,
understand
okay.
everything that we're saying.
Okay, at this point, Bert has lost his patience because
Yep.
he doesn't understand why everybody else is babbling and why everybody else just seems like they've lost their nerve. So Bert is going to head toward the guest house, and he's going to be the first one.
Oh,
in.
Asmith's
you're
already on her way there with
you make a beeline and get inside just ahead of the other three. Leobar and Medforth, if any more of this has disturbed you, again, feel free to make sanity rolls at your discretion. But Bert, you step through and into the guest house and see a scene of smashed chairs and tables, kind of just chaos in the guest house around you. Outside, Elowen, you've stepped outside the monastery, and there is a part of you that, like, your spirit lifts a little bit, being near the horses and near that patch of grass sticking out of the snow, and kind of take a deep breath for a second, and you feel the cool spring air rush into your lungs and out, and breathe again, and almost against your will, you kind of look back and stare back towards the monastery. From your spot here, you can just see the tail end of your companions disappearing into the guest house.
I get out my little knife and I'm looking around, not just towards the monastery, but outside to make sure that nothing is approaching us here. And I'm patting the horse.
Yeah.
The
four of you
breathing deeply.
The other four have stepped into the guest house, and you can see scenes of wreckage around you. It looks like there was possibly some kind of fight or something happened in here. There is kind of 2 rooms off to the side. You're in kind of the main common room right now.
I'm going to grab a table leg that's been broken off, and I'm going to say, Bert, says this will work better than your thing inside of the building.
Okay. My sling is not bad. I prefer to do my damage from a distance, but he takes the table leg and he kind of puts it over the back, but just in case.
Asmith and Leober, what are the 2 of you doing in here?
Looking over the chaotic. This obviously something violent happened in here. Yeah. Miasmal Mother of Christ. It looks like this is something very wrong happened here.
I think they've all gone mad. I hope it's not a disease that spreads.
Never know how diseases spread.
It could all become gibbous overnight.
Necrophage is good.
Uh-huh.
Let's do this quickly. Let's do this quickly. And Bert is starting to lose patience, and he just
Yeah.
heads off into a
You're
room.
playing it so
maybe.
straight. I love it. Oh, you're heading into one of the bedrooms?
Yeah, he's going to head into it. He's losing patience. He wants to do a sweep of this place, and GTFO is basically what he wants to do.
In that case, Bertrand, I'm going to have you roll any dice. I just need an odd or even number, and it'll just determine which room you went into.
All right, so that's an odd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you come into a small room and can see in here there is a bed and a nightstand and a basin on top of it. It looks like there is slightly like water with a little bit of ice on top of it. It looks like dirty water still sitting in here. From what you can see, the wreckage, this room isn't smashed up as much. What you do note is there appears to be what looks like a small bound book on the one dresser in here.
Okay, well, that's the most interesting thing that draws his eye. So Bert will take the book and he'll open it and look at it.
Yeah. How are you at reading, Bert?
I can read English, not
Nice.
very well. I'm got a 21 in English.
Oh,
Is it in
okay.
English? Or is
It's
it not?
Simric, technically. I essentially the what would be the
So I can make a language roll?
yeah.
Okay. I've been rolling really well today. Not this time. That's a 62 over 21. I can't.
Yeah, it
do very
is
well.
Burn
the
luck.
Yeah.
You are a scholar.
You shouldn't have said that you were rolling well. That's always the key mistake.
yeah. Perhaps the one thing you can make of it is that a great deal of it seems to be, you would guess the function of it functions as both kind of a merchant's ledger as well as a little bit of a journal.
Okay. As soon as he sees this and he takes a look at it and he really can't make heads or tails of it, he thinks of Elwyn because he's like, Elwyn's the scholar. Elwyn would be able to read this. So he takes the book, puts it under his arm, and he marches back into the main area. He tells his companions to search the room he didn't go into. He's like, search that room.
Oh yeah, Asmith is just
And then he
kicking that
walks
door
out
in.
and he's going to present the book to Elwyn.
Okay, yeah.
But it'll take a few rounds to do this.
Isn't he the one who keeps demanding that we search the entire? And he's walked out.
I found something.
How typical. He found a book. I mean, there's books everywhere in here. It's getting a little poisoned and quite a bit mausolean.
I thought you were the hunter. You were the pillar.
So when I say search this other room, does anybody do anything?
Asmith,
Yeah,
as soon as you go into the other one,
Asmith
Asmith is already kicking the other door down.
Okay.
Yep.
We're following the same practice. Yeah, of kicking things down.
Kicking it down. And yeah, Asmith, you see beyond that another room that looks in comparative shape. You see a few small belongings appear to be perhaps left behind in here. There is a ring and a small kind of leather necklace that's on the dresser in this room, likely just abandoned at some point.
Is it like a gold ring? Nice.
No, lead actually is nicely
Okay.
made, but not.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, and Asmith will pick it up. Not a bad little piece of doorway, and is gonna like slip it into a pocket.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much else in here as you guys go through. It looks as far as you can see like something occurred in this room, but Leober, was there anything you were doing while you're in here?
So you said that there was plenty of stuff strewn around. Is there any signs of blood or anything along those lines?
Yeah, I think in the case where you start searching, you do find that you do see kind of maybe close to kind of the side of the door, there's a place where there is a small splash of blood on the floor. It's not very large, and you see if you try to follow like drips from it or any sign, it seems to lead outside.
Okay.
Asimov, I feel like Elowen might be right. I can't understand Leobar, at least not very well when he speaks. His cathedral is way off. His eyebrow doesn't make any instinct.
And I'll have the three of you roll a sanity, Medforth, Azimuth, and Leobar, as you all stare at each other as Medforth speak. And maybe Medforth, you trail off as the three of you all realize a little bit at least what's happening. Okay, for those who fail, it'll be up to a d6, I'm afraid.
Ooh. Well, I agree, Medforth. I don't know what anathema means, but I said it, and Horus Altar. We should get into the priory and find that woman and get out of there as soon as we can. The servitor, the better.
What if she's a witch?
Shit,
What if she's a witch who, her nose or
I don't think so. I think the merchants. Why would he have come back if she was his fragile thrall, if she was under his terrain? Anyways, let's make haste. And Azimuth gets the axe up and is running off towards the towards the priory.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna cut outside. Yep, go ahead, Andrew.
As soon as anyone appears,
yep, the first person you see is Bert.
Say, come over here just for a minute. Okay, you guys all come out.
Yeah,
just a minute.
Technically, only Bert has come out first. Bert stepped out first ahead of the others, and Bert was kind of headed directly towards you, anyways.
He's headed directly towards you with a book.
Yep, you can see Bert's holding something as he leaves the house. Inside the house, the three others are kind of unraveling. Bert steps out, and Bert and Elowen, you're face to face out in the snow, just outside the main wall of the monastery.
Elowen, I don't know. I think the other three are in there losing their minds or something. But anyway, I found this, but I can read a little bit, but I can't really quite make heads or tails of it. Would you mind taking a look at this? And I hand Elowen the book. It seems important.
Do you feel better now that you're outside the grounds of the monastery?
Do I?
Yes.
You feel, a little like a weight's lifted from your chest for sure.
A little bit.
And you weren't saying any funny words, but the others, they were all saying strange words.
A few of them. I mean, that's from what I heard, but
okay.
I don't know. Well, whatever's affecting
maybe when
them
they come out, let's bring them over here, and they can, before any more exploration, give them 5 minutes out here just to sort of see if.
Take a quick look at this book,
Okay, right. I'll have a look at the book.
Okay. Now, when you open it, you go through ledgers and you come to more recent entries in the book, and I will share something for you to read at that point. This is
I do read Cymric.
Yes, and that's what this is.
Welsh,
it's not as well spoken as you are, but yeah.
We made the trip to St. Borotnica in record time. Stanya wants to be back in time for the spring festival. Only Brother Willett greeted us. He mentioned the other monks were busy at their tasks. He seemed surprised to see us and admitted he had forgotten about our visit. With the hour being late, he showed us to the guest house. Strangely, he asked if we could seat her own mounts and wagon. We obliged, but previous visits had certainly been more welcoming. Maybe an hour later, Brother Willett brought a small tray of food to the guest house and made a brief attempt at conversation. I must admit I could not understand everything he said, but we passed the time amicably. My mind was wandering back to the chores that awaited me on our return. I snapped out of this reverie only as I realized that the brother had spoken again. I had to focus to attempt to put his words back in order. Temple, build, cyclops, something. I glanced to Stania, and by her face I could see she was equally puzzled. Brother Willett appeared to have shocked himself as well. He quickly excused himself and pled his exhaustion at the long day's labours catching up to him. Stania headed to her room immediately after. I sat for a few minutes trying to recall some of what the old man said before he left. Even the sharpest mind can eventually be dulled by years, but the lack of presence of the other monks added to the strangeness. I headed to my room to write this account of our travels. I realized my room had recently had an occupant. I stacked the small pile of items in a crate and left them near the door. Looked like a woman's traveling coat and small medallion inscribed with some curious symbols. Tomorrow, we will head back to the village, and hopefully the Thane will be generous. Well, what do you make of that, Bert?
Well, very strange. I mean, it seems like it seems like the brothers were not as far gone then, and this I think was like 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, and they were not as far gone as they are now, but there was something wrong. There were like symptoms that they were showing, like people with duller minds. How do you feel, Elowen? Do you feel like your mind has been dulled?
No.
No,
I felt really that it was bad when I was in the monastery, but coming out
Oh,
here, it's nice, and don't you feel it? The air is fresh. It's
yes,
it's lighter here. And when when our friends come out of the guest house, we should bring them over so they can get a breath of fresh air. Even if we're going in, even if you say the Thane insists that we go into back into the main building again, let's at least get our wits
yes.
back.
Elowen,
I hope that they haven't gone too far.
Asmoth found the coat and the small medallion. Um,
Yeah, I
Maybe we
imagine
should all
around this
take a look
time,
at it.
Asmoth comes charging out of the gate
yeah,
or out of the
yeah.
guest house
And
uh,
as
towards the
with
priory.
mirrors, Elowen, you turn the page and see the final page with an entry in the journal. This one is written in a much more panicked hand. It seems to be the same handwriting, but yeah, there is something more rushed to it and more panicked. As Azimuth gets nearer, Leober and Medforth, are you joining the others as well?
Come on over here,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
for a minute.
Okay, yeah. In that case, then you'll hear Elowen as she begins reading the second page. How about you, Leober?
Yeah, and Azimuth will turn when we start getting waved down. Elowen, just the star-strewn face that I'm looking for.
Okay, just bring them out of the grounds of the monastery, and just say, okay, let's gather together. Just breathe some fresh air here.
Hunka
And
hunka moon.
I'm sorry
Anticipation.
to just breathe some fresh air, you guys. Have some water. Later. I'm reading now. I'm sorry to wake you, but I think we're in danger. No, just read what I'm writing and be quiet. Here, take the candle. I need to put this down on paper. My own tongue betrays me in trying to relate the story to you, so read quickly what I write now and stay low and away from the windows. After we said good night, you went to your room and I did mine, but I couldn't sleep. I drifted in and out of strange dreams. Foolishly, I pulled on my coat and stepped outside into the yard. The light of the moon was enough to make a slow walk across the monastery grounds. To my surprise, I heard the sound of muted speaking. Peeking around the corner of the refectory, I believe I may have witnessed something I wasn't supposed to see. Brother Willett stood by the main building speaking to one of the other monks, a brutish fellow I seem to recall as one Brother Dietgar. Yes, I think he is one of the silent ones. He didn't reply to Willett at all, just listened. I think he was holding a weapon. Willett was talking to him about us, something about it being safe to let us leave. That thing happened again, like earlier in the evening. You remember when Willett didn't quite make sense when talking to us. Well, Brother Dietgar didn't like that very much, and Willett started to babble. Dietgar made a motion, and more of the silent brothers came out and surrounded Dietgar. Or Willett, I don't know. I heard him begging and then crying out in pain as I snuck back here to wake you up. I'm sure they didn't see me, but we have to get our stuff and get out of here. I don't think we have time to. And then it ends. So, look, something very bad has happened. It seems to involve corruption of speech. And I'm sorry to say, I've noticed some of you guys have been saying strange words. And I felt there is the devil in there, in that monastery. It's under a curse. And I at least feel better now I'm out here in the fresh air. And I think Bert feels the same. So whatever we need to do in going back there, whatever we need to inspect, and I don't want to go back in there at all, I have to say, let's at least wait a few minutes here to see if you guys feel a bit better now you're out of the influence of the monastery. I'm so glad you're all here.
Roll an int check for me as well, Elowen. And maybe Bertrand as well.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I've failed my int check.
Ah, darn it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That is an 88. That is a fail also.
Okay. Yeah, for a second there is something else in this that almost registered with the two of you. And just as you try to grasp it, it kind of slips away. And you're left standing out in front of the monastery with your other companions.
Can the horse make an int check?
Yeah, no, the horse cannot. The other three of you are definitely beginning to realize that yes, there is what Elowen says seems to be correct. There is something. Oh, you might be muted, Tom.
No, am I muted?
Well, there you know. You're good now. Yeah.
Oh, I just wasn't close enough against the mic. Look. I think your cabbage. We Devon Nunk.
Roll 70 Bedforth. Well done. I'm afraid the reward is.
I passed that one.
Yeah,
because I'm struggling not to say the words that are in my head.
You're really fighting. You're really trying to control your language and stay on top of it, but it's still freaking you out. It's still.
I always knew these common military folk were not the sharpest blades.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Okay. roll brawl.
Not really hard.
Yep.
I'm going to roll dodge.
Yeah, please do, Bert.
Non-Euclidean the time.
That's a fail.
Let's see. What am I? This is brawl, right?
Oh, shoot. I actually fumbled my dodge.
I actually missed.
Okay,
so,
he
or at least I didn't hurt it.
Yeah. I think
I'm such a coward.
You dart out of the way, but slip in the wet snow and crash to the ground in the mud and snow.
Lawrence,
the horses take a nervous step back.
I'm holding the horse. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, dear. we're going home. We have enough to tell the Thane. If we stay here longer, we may not be able to carry the message, Bert. We have to go back.
The Thane's going to kill us when we get back and we tell him we haven't explored that abbey. Unless all of us want to lie to the Thane.
Well, he will hear what the other members of our little group are all about.
Bert, fox you.
Where's it? There's a fox? Where? Fox?
Eloin.
Okay.
I don't like foxes.
I'll hop up on the thing to get the.
All right.
All aboard. All aboard.
Words that I don't alter. And Azimuth is gonna like put her finger over her lips, get out like a piece of soot, and just start writing on the side of the wagon. Of course.
What do you write? Yeah, I'm curious as to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, her first language is like, Danish. She points to that and then like gestures to Eloin.
Right. Now I have some basic. I'm from. There are plenty of Vikings that I know, and I'm sure I have a little bit of familiarity with what she's writing. If it's basic.
Yeah, let's assume that you can understand general intent of what Azimuth tries to, and maybe it's supported by drawings or other things to.
Right. I mean, I'm from the northeast. Half of them are Viking there, and I roll 32 anyway, if that matters. But I'm. So what does Ingen
no
snack
talking? Find woman and go.
Yeah. What do you impart to Eloin, Azimuth?
Yeah, that's no talking. Find woman and go.
All right. Well, if we're going to find the woman, then in and out. Yeah. And I will stay here because we need someone.
Oh, how brave of you.
To stay. No, I mean, look, I'm a 42-year-old grandmother. I'm braver than you. I stayed alone with the horse. Anything could have come out of the forest.
No.
Cheeky whelp.
We all gold.
That's right.
And that's
what seems to think we need to find the woman.
That's a power roll for Eloin and Bert. You even out here in the fresh air, and then what remains of the sunlight as it's slowly beginning to get darker out as the five of you stand outside. But when Medforth speaks, you feel your stomach twist inside you.
Oops, right.
I'd probably also grab a hold of Bert by the shirt, just like I'm going to punch him in the face if he suggests we stay any longer.
Okay, I'll send you a message.
Please
Speaker
do.
of the burrowing. Yeah.
And Leobur, I meant to get back to you. I just saw your note from a little bit earlier. I'm going to have you roll an int roll as they're all talking. Or sorry, it's the Bout of Madness check one. The
D6.
Yeah.
I am
this
going
place
to get
doesn't really bother me very much.
It's
I don't really sense
percentile
anything. Okay. I don't sense anything odd about this place.
I'm getting in the cart. I'm Medforth is in there. He's got the reins in his hand. And I'm gonna say, Medforth, let's go. It's getting dark. All aboard. Or you're gonna miss it.
I point at Azimuth and say, Amazon, and I'll point at Leobar and say, helicopter. I don't know that word.
Oh, no. Medforth, roll another sanity as you're realizing that nothing you're saying is making sense at this point.
Yeah. That one passed.
Oh, okay, yep.
So I'm afraid, but...
Yep, yeah. D4 now.
All aboard. Let's go.
D4. I still
just
lost one.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to do a full sweep of this place by myself while the rest of you ride home, and then I'll walk home when I'm done.
Mhm.
Mm.
No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
maybe we can.
I'm just
Maybe
kidding.
we
I'm getting in the cart. I'm getting in the cart.
Blatherstipe. Yeah. And I'm going to
Yeah.
start to go.
Leobar, Asmoth, let's go.
Asmoth is gonna like bang her the head of her axe against the wall and then point into the place.
Okay, we could maybe wait half a mile down. Yes, let's just get further away. If you want to go back, Asmoth, okay?
And Asmoth is
we're
gonna
not far enough away at the moment, and be quick because it's getting dark.
So Asmoth is going back to the monastery with Bertrand? Yep. Okay.
axe out.
I think Bert should go with.
I'm thinking about whether I should or not. I'm going to make a power roll for Bert.
Yeah.
And if I pass it, he's going to go with Asmuth. And if I fail it, he's going to stay in the car, in the horse cart.
Yeah, as you've pointed out, you've seen very little. I mean, you've seen some dead animals, scary looking monk who obviously did some kind of self-mutilation, but there's been very little threat to you so far. What could go wrong?
That's a pass.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Asmoth. I feel bad about Asmoth going in alone. So
Where
my sling and my stone will be with you, Asmoth. I'm not having any problem at all.
Yeah, Asmoth puts her finger to her lips again, and then kind of gestures to follow, and then is walking in with the axe held at the ready.
Leo Burr, what were you up to?
Just looking around, trying to understand some of the phrases and words that are coming out of his lips, and just looking at confusion with Medfirth.
Yeah. Do you think you'll go back to the monastery with Bert and Asmuth, or depart with Medfirth and Elowen? Or rather stay out here, I guess, for the time being.
He's going to stay out here for the time being.
Okay. And Elowen and Medforth, do you intend to leave, or you're going to wait for the other two for a little while?
We're not going to hightail it out, but we're going to start driving.
Oh, okay. So you're hitting the trail.
I posed a question. Where is the amulet?
Yes, I believe Asmuth still holds the amulet. Yeah.
Okay. Does it feel better when Asmuth goes?
Doesn't seem to make any. You can't draw any correlation from it one way or another. As Asmuth walks away, you don't notice anything different.
Okay, fair enough. Let's trot away at least for half a mile. How many hours do we have before dark? And how far is it to get to the bottom?
You're probably 2 hours away from dark, and not getting dark, and you're probably about 8 hours or so away from the bothy.
But we're also going into the forest. So once we go into the forest, it'll be dark.
It'll also be darker. Yeah, the sun will be blocked sooner.
Okay. Is it a clear night?
So far, the skies are fairly. Yeah, you don't actually give me luck. Let's say if you fail a luck roll, we'll say it's starting to cloud over.
Well, I would earlier.
Oh, no.
I would have been lucky, but
all those power rolls. Yeah, so you notice that the sky over the last couple hours has become quite clouded, and you have a sudden feeling that there might be sleet tonight, or even rain or snow.
Okay, well, we need to get going, Medford.
I kind of pat Elowen on the shoulder, and I try to say they'll probably come running back to the cart as soon as we're out of sight. So we'll go slow. But it comes out as bubbly bum bug and I get very frustrated, and it's okay.
I'll pat him on the shoulder, and I'll sort of squeeze his shoulder, and so I understand. You don't need to say anything.
As Bert watches all these people mumble their words, he just shakes his head and he's like, the uneducated.
I did a sanity roll and I got a 99.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna have you lose a straight up 10 sanity at this point. I've been kind of going up by dice size each time.
Okay. You mean roll for 10 or just automatically lose 10?
I think automatically lose 10, so I'll
Okay.
give you the in check to see.
It's not, he's going to be indefinitely insane for sure.
Yeah.
He'll be under a fifth.
Where is my? Oh, I pass. I'm rather intelligent, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. So you unfortunately, this is the one where passing is a bad thing.
So
yeah, give me a D6.
I have an idea of what I do.
Yeah, give me a D. Yeah, you definitely are under the sense now. The bigger picture makes sense.
I'm infected.
Yeah, you are absolutely infected. So give me a D6 roll. And
5.
Okay. You are extreme frustration. You are becoming excessively argumentative and wildly emotional.
Okay.
So how does that change his character then?
In
the same thing.
Yeah, true. In this case,
because
so here's the catch: is if in time you can shake it off in 1d10 rounds, but in that time, if you're aggravated in even the smallest way, your bout is going to turn to violence.
Okay. Well, I think I'm already quite agitated because I can't. And the reason why I'm so agitated is because my lips just aren't doing what I want them to do. And there is a solution, which I could remove my lip. Yeah, it sounds like it. So, Ella, when you see me pull out my knife, just and what I'm about to do, what do you think?
Menforth!
Do you grab me or stop me, Elowen?
Yeah, I mean, I'll shake him by the shoulders.
Which irritates me.
Which irritates you.
So, I mean, I'm behind you. Am I in the body?
I think we're side by side.
I think you're side by side. You're both
okay,
in front
right.
of it. Bert and Asmuth have headed back up towards the monastery and are going in. Leober, you're still standing watching the cart go one way, and the other two head to the monastery. Are you just going to stand where you are, Leober, or follow after either group?
Despite the madness in his head, he needs to make sure that either all the brothers are gone or see if there's anyone left. So start heading towards where Asmuth.
Following after the others.
The Abbey. Yeah, Bert says to Asmuth, he's like, I didn't realize what cowards Medforth and Elowen were. Elowen, it's understandable, but Medforth is supposed to be a
Asmuth slaps the shit out of Bert.
Okay. Roll brawl.
I'm gonna roll dodge.
Yes, please do.
Ought to.
All right, I got a 43, which is a fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ought to out of 60.
This time I'll have you do some damage, Asmuth, I'm afraid.
I mean, she's not actually trying to hurt him that bad, so she's not like full tilt fighting it.
We'll see. It will be 1 plus your damage bonus.
Okay. That's 4.
Yeah, you hit him a little harder than you mean to, maybe, and you're feeling a little bit frustrated and starting to feel maybe a bit afraid of what you can't control here. And you do lash out at Bert. Bert, okay. you take a hit from this thuggish, woman of
thuggish is right,
and extremely large as well. She's taller than most men.
She didn't like that scars on her face line from the poem I read earlier.
But she's gonna, I guess, hitting him that hard is just gonna follow him down and just clamp her hand over his mouth.
I wait until she lets go of me. I go limp.
Leobert, you see this happening.
Cold Hunter?
Well, give me a sanity check.
Asmuth is gonna like just pick Bert up slowly and
mutter to herself in Danish? How does
Yes,
that go?
and yes, I see her. And you begin saying something before you catch yourself realizing that there is a word in there that doesn't fit.
Okay.
And hearing yourself in Danish, you almost speak it again and again here, and having trouble reaching what you're looking for, it fills in with other words.
I make that sanity roll, but I'm not happy about it.
No, yeah, and the words have in Danish, you understand them even better, and now you are saying words. You recognize these words. They're generally occultish or darker intentioned words that are spilling out of your mouth when you're trying to say other things. Bert the minstrel has gone limp under your grasp.
Yeah, Asma's gonna pick Bert up and put her finger to Bert's lips, put her finger to her own lips, and then she's just gonna turn and just go smashing into the abbey through the door, axe at the ready.
Yeah, and you come into the entrance hall. I'm going to quickly flash back to the wagon as it's kind of veering a little bit on the road as Medforth holds a knife to his mouth and Elwyn shakes him.
Well, when she does that, I think I'm going to take the knife in frustration and jam it into the wood of the seat.
Oof, I'd be worried for a second there.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to reach down into the reserves of self-discipline I have as a soldier, and not react violently, but I'm going to get the horses going. So the cart's moving now quite fast.
Yeah.
So she probably saved me from self-mutilation.
Absolutely. Give me I think a power roll to draw on those personal reserves is probably the best choice.
And I got a 57 out of 65, so I pass.
Yeah, and as you ride, you begin to get control over your composure, focus yourself. But this is definitely a point where I will have you roll for steering the cart itself as you've picked up speed going down these low hills down back towards the forest. Elwood, you feel a big bump as the cart is getting a little out of control.
There it is.
Right. I'm doing two things. Firstly, I'm hanging on to the cart to make sure I don't get bumped off. Secondly, I'm trying to remain calm and communicate a sense of calm and all being well in God's world, and communicating that to Medforth. So my ambience maybe give him a bit of a bonus die sometimes in his struggles with himself.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. How about the driving roll, Thom?
So I got 24 out of 20. Or can we spend luck in this game?
I think you can spend luck. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll spend the 4 luck so that I don't lose control.
Okay. Yeah. And you have a moment where you do start to and feel it. You pick up speed on the horses almost, and luckily get them ahead and get everything back under control as you kind of feel the wheels slide with the snow and grit underneath them as you get down to the bottom of the hill. And you realize now that as you kind of slow the horses and look back, you just see the monastery walls behind you, no sign of the others. And I think we'll wrap there for tonight, if you guys are okay with that.
Oh.
Okay. If we go a third session, or would you? Or would you rather? Yeah.
No. That's cool.
We could all. We could also maybe finish in another hour or half hour. I'm not sure if we have
No, let's do another episode.
Yeah. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, it's great. Excellent. I think all the characters deserve another outing. They're all
it's
fun to interact with.
Is that comfortable for everyone?
What's that?
Yeah, I can make that work.
Yeah. All right. Our players included Justin Bumgardner, Andrew Buchanan, Josh Ryan, Luke Strom, and myself with Mike McKinn as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Cthulhu Dark role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.